That would be me.
Look who we're hanging with.
Jason David Frank.
Boom shakalaka.
Please do not change channel.
Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin' with Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. Thank you so much for logging on and tuning in. We are here at the Melbourne Independent Filmmaker Festival in Melbourne, Florida, and we are hanging with filmmakers Thomas Renner and Mark Goldman. Tom and Mark.
Got that.
The creative producers of Sensei and Goldman.
Yeah.
Sensei and the Goldman.
The Goldman.
Not just Goldman.
No,
the
it's
Goldman.
the Goldman.
The Goldman.
No, it's a whole brand.
It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Mark, Tom, thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Pleasure.
Thanks for coming up.
Thanks
How y'all doing today?
Great. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys have, and as I understand that we're in the middle of a title swap here, so it's going to be father and father.
Yeah. Well, right now it's basically two men going through a midlife crisis, meet in a very random situation, and they become do-gooders for the world.
Yeah, out and about, saving people, helping people out. It starts out just by happenstance we come together, but then we run into each other so often that we make a team out of it.
Make a team out of it.
Yeah, and it's in the genre of buddy cop movies, Lethal Weapon, 48 Hours, but in this case you have an ex.
Traded their badges for collars.
Well, in this particular case, we came running out of the costume store. We became priests. But we go around and it's a mixture of Heaven Can Wait and the Hulk. So each episode, each scene, we're saving a young boy, we're putting the bad guy in prison, and we're doing it by real martial artists. It's an action adventure comedy, and we got the real deal. We got Chuck Zito, president of New York Hells Angels, Sons of Anarchy, Oz. We actually have right here, Thomas Renner is a real sensei, just like I'm the real Goldman.
That's right.
Well, tell me a little about yourself, Tom.
Well,
listen to this.
I
train under.
Check this out.
Look, I'm just gonna. You know what? I'm gonna just hang out over here. They got this.
You got a good vibe.
It's all good.
They got this happening right now.
Check this
Yeah,
out.
my sensei is Michael Depasquale Jr, Soke, and Professor Leon J. I train with these two gentlemen in Small Circle Ju Jutsu and Yoshitsune Ju Jutsu. Been with the families for a very long time, over 30-something years.
Wow.
I have a dojo on Long Island where we actually do Ju Jutsu, Japanese sword fighting, judo, and stunt work. And we learn how to do stunts for films at the dojo. So I've been training for over 42 years now in the martial arts of jiu-jitsu.
It's all building up to this
all
moment.
building up. Well, I started doing acting in elementary school, middle school, high school, and then college, and then became a high school teacher actually, and then
you're looking at a real historian, a high school teacher of history as well.
That's good.
A high school history teacher. Okay, high school history teacher.
But he forgot the most important issue is that he's also...
This is the history teacher that can kick your butt.
That's right. Behave in the classroom.
Behave in the
and
classroom.
he's a serious weapons expert as well. You left that out, Tom.
Yes,
Please,
yes.
talk about your weapon training.
Well, the weapon training, Filipino stick fighting, knife fighting, Japanese sword fighting. I've been to Japan 5 times. I've competed in sword fighting tournaments.
No wonder you hang out with this guy.
Well, it becomes...
It's like having your own bodyguard.
Well, whatever room you stroll into becomes the safest room.
That you're in.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, how about you? Where did you start?
Well, actually, I got my first taste. I was in the original cult film, The Warriors, back in 1979.
I actually remember that.
And yeah, so that's where I got my start, and I got a little taste, and I did a lot of...
Look, you can Google it. Don't make fun of us.
Yes, come out and play, Come on, it became part of American icon culture. So I did a lot of, growing up, did a lot of theater. I also did, a few years back, we did Eddie Money, who's a big rock and roll guy. He did a biography, Everyone's Making Money, Carole King, the Four Seasons. So he did his life story. So as part of that Broadway production, which ran for about 12 nights, it didn't really take off too well, but it was a great experience working with Eddie Money, doing a real musical. I got my name on an actual DVD, internationally released. So it was great to be part of the music scene as well as the theater scene. And more recently, just doing all the local TV, Blue Bloods, Blacklist, Orange is the New Black. But what happens is with these kind of shows, every job, you're looking for the next job.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've got so many ideas in my own skull. I said, why should I be looking for work? I can make my own work.
That's what we tell everybody. If you can't find a job, make one.
No, make your own opportunities.
And do it-
Choose your own stars.
Do what you love. So
Absolutely.
you don't have to go to work a day in your life because you're doing what you love
Right.
to do, right?
And actually, we met. I produced a film
Check
and
this out.
co-starred in a film called Assassin X with the great director, one of our stunt coordinators on this film, and co-director Art Camacho. And I produced this film Assassin X, and it got picked up by Sony Pictures for the United States and Canada. And Goldman over here was in the film, and that's how we met on
I
the
actually
film.
met him in the film
Right.
because our fight choreographer here for Father and Father, Art Camacho, unbelievable director. I spoke to him, I was friendly with him. He says, yeah, I might have a part for you. And it happened to be Tom's film.
That's it.
And that's how I met Mr. Renner right there.
That is fantastic,
And now we
guys.
went from one award-winning film to now we've won several awards in this film,
Yeah,
which is
no.
That's
fantastic.
fantastic. Now, where did the idea for this film come up?
Well, basically, I said, let's not, we don't have to pursue so many ideas out there. We have our own stories.
Yeah.
Did you listen to some of this? He's been to Japan. He's trained under masters. He didn't even tell you about his seated past. I myself has
You got to do a whole nother search for that.
That's another
It's a
search.
dark web.
absolutely, and we all have stories. And I myself have plenty of stories, and that's what even began this whole adventure, where we said, let's make our own work, because we don't even need to write stuff. We just have to remember the stuff we did. So by today's standards,
Don't laugh. The older you get, the harder it is to do that. Sometimes you have to make stuff up to go in the hole.
well, not even make up. You read it, you said, did I even write
Yeah,
this?
did I do
Yeah, did I do that?
No, so it's amazing, even if you just look at through your life, the characters you meet between Joey Pizza,
We
who
got
else?
Joey Pizza, we got Paulie the Cobb, Kenny the Cobb, we got Chrissy Lights, all the guys I ride
This
motorcycles
is an episode of The
with.
Sopranos.
You know, it's-
Everybody's got a nickname.
They call me Tommy Dojo in Deer Park, actually.
Tommy Dojo.
That's my nickname.
Tommy Dojo. So guys, if you're listening and you're up there, I got Tommy Dojo on the show here. So you guys, welcome to Melbourne, by the way.
No, actually,
Awesome to be
no,
here.
it's so beautiful. The people are so nice. And let us not forget that we have an award-winning international director on our film, and that is Michael Baumgartner, who's
Yes.
a prince in this town.
Yes,
Yeah.
Michael
And we
Baum-
love Michael. He's a screenwriter, a director. He did a lot of the editing. He is
Great to work with.
And he's a
force.
regular here at the Melbourne Independent
He
Film
is a
Festival.
force to be reckoned with. And if you would be lucky enough to get him on a project, you should thank your lucky stars.
Definitely.
That is fantastic. How long are you guys in town? Are you just for the MIF? Or you
Well, we came
are you
in
checking
ju-
out the beach?
I like that, the myth.
We came in just for the myth, but
Don't Google that. I want to know what comes
but
up.
I would love to stroll the beach in our college.
Well, we had to visit a Harley-Davidson dealer. I ride Harleys, and I tour all over the United States and all over the world riding
Are you always going to be in
Harley-Davidson.
costume?
Well, it's easy when you're senseiing the Goldman to be in character.
That's true. You know what's great is in Melbourne we always say, you know, Florida is an amalgamation of places. Okay, so you go down to South Florida, it's sort of like the North Caribbean. You go up to North Florida and it's like South Georgia, because it's just very southern. But here in the I-4 corridor, right here in Melbourne, this is like, it's like somewhere between North Jersey and South New York, because that's where we're all from.
Right, everybody's from there.
You know, somebody told me there was such thing as a native Floridian, but I think they're endangered.
Where's that?
I don't know. I think they're endangered right now. So, on this project, favorite moment for each of you filming this project? What was that moment where you're like, yeah, we got something here?
Well, it happened right at the beginning, but it's Tom's story.
Okay.
So let's end it off to
So let's
Tom.
let Tom's story.
Well, it's a painful moment, but we're actually filming the beginning of the fight scenes, and I'm working with Sasha Mitchell, very good friend of mine. We're brothers, lovely
Step
guy.
by Step,
Yeah,
Cody
Dallas.
from Dallas, the whole kickboxing series.
Yeah,
a
Sasha
megastar,
Mitchell, great
megastar.
guy. Big time in the 90s, and just a great friend of ours. And we were doing a fight scene, and we actually had to change up one of the angles, so we really didn't rehearse it enough. And when I got cracked across the face, I broke my nose in a few places, and had to go the next day and get it snapped into place. And we filmed the whole second day with my nose in a cast, and it's pretty funny. It actually adds some comedy to the movie with me with my nose brace on in the
So
film.
when you check this film out, when he gets,
Yeah, that's actually a real
General,
reaction.
that's like method acting pain.
Oh,
right
yeah,
there. He's
yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
He's in the moment.
In the moment, I was in the moment, definitely.
Yeah.
You know, one of the other things with like making movies on Long Island, I work at Westbury High School, and all my kids are always like, oh, they see me when I come in shaved, or I'm doing some stuff on Law and Order, or whatever I do, and they're like, oh, could you get us in a movie? Could you get us in a movie? I always tell the kids when they graduate, try and get them on a set with
great.
the film, and try and bring some of my drama kids from the Westbury High School along with me into
That
the
is
film set.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That is
So
fantastic.
we were just very, very fortunate because we were able to work in St. Raymond's Parish, which is one of the most gorgeous, beautiful churches on Long Island, New York. And it's just, it's breathtaking when you come in there. And the mere fact that they were just so gracious to allow us to throw bodies around, smash vases and chairs, you got to give it
Props,
to
props.
No
Nothing
doubt.
to
St. Ramesh,
No doubt.
the church. But just the
I just want to
camaraderie.
say, that brings back, I got smacked on the knuckles just for talking in church. These guys got the break stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's the camaraderie and the synergy between the staff that you don't realize during the process. I kept saying, let's savor this. This is unbelievable. Let's savor this moment. It goes really fast. But when you see the final product, the synergy and the outcome is so much greater than the sum of the parts. So that's what's the most gratifying thing.
Plus, we get to work with family and friends. My father's in the film. My son, I fight my son and throw him in the film. His brother.
Who hasn't wanted to do that?
Dr.
Yeah.
Robert Goldman is
Dr.
in the
Robert
film.
Goldman
We have
is executive
Stacy,
producer.
Stacy Myers,
Wow.
she's up and coming. She's
Yeah.
got her own show. You're at TV.
Yeah.
Benjamin
What's
Rotella.
next for you guys?
Well,
I can hear the enthusiasm.
Oh, there's a lot of good stuff.
Well, right now we're actually looking to market Sensei and the Goldman.
Okay.
We're looking to see it, try to market it something that's between the Hulk and Heaven Can Wait, because I think we have a family show that we could even, there's no duo anymore. There's no comedy family duo. And I think we could actually have morals to the story. We could show some really unbelievable true kick-ass fighting,
Yeah,
and we could bring more people into the martial arts, give them direction, give them really respect for themselves,
Yeah.
which is what the world is really lacking
Definitely,
right now.
definitely.
That is awesome. That is awesome. That is why with you in the time card? Why? All right, we're going to say thank you to our partners and friends.
Oh,
We
don't
do
say
that.
it's snow.
They did it. That's what they do. She does that. She does it all the time. We're going to say thank you, guys. Thank you to Something Unique Magazine, Space Coast Comics, Famous Faces and Funnies, Off the Chain Radio with author Yvonne Mason, our good friends over here in the Melbourne Square Mall of Pound the Grape, Embellish Effects. Guys, if you're ever down here and you're shooting something, you need makeup, you need props, you need whatever, these guys got it all. It's like a Halloween store all year round.
Super duper.
Embellish Effects in Orlando, Florida. Thank you
Embellish
guys so
Effects.
much.
Embellish Effects.
That's
Thank you,
right.
Embellish Effects.
There you go. I love it when they do that. All right, guys, remember, stay logged on, stay tuned in, and see who we're hanging with next. You guys are
Thank you.
awesome.